Good morning and God bless early risers, bless children of God, chosen ones, anything, black sheep, whatever you are, just yourself, you're valuable, whatever they label you as or you have labeled yourself. I just wanted to take a quick moment and tell you to be careful. I've said this before, of the help you receive. Sometimes the help that you receive is what's hindering you. Sometimes people will use help or concern as a way to hinder you. And when I say that, I mean by you're wondering why people are acting funny, they're putting bugs in your ear about things that are not true or exaggerating situations, or your children are uncomfortable or something like that because of bugs they put in their ear, insecurities they had about you, or speaking on your weakness and stuff when you're not around. Pretending to love them, but like I said, treating them differently than other kids, and we've seen in the news that they can even be doing worse. So definitely be careful who you have your children around, and who pretend to love you and your children, and who don't respect you, but think that they won't want to pretend that it's because of something that you're doing and you're not. But pretend that they don't respect you, but they respect your children. If they don't love and respect you, they don't love and respect anything attached to you, and that includes people and anything that you're doing in life. So just be careful, because a lot of times these people will say something as if, like, they'll be the reason why you don't have, you may have fed them the week before. They come to your house later and then they're saying, you might get your stamps later on at night or something, or you might get something coming through later on at night, and then they come in, they want something else. Even though they ate your food, they'll be like, oh, she's in here not feeding her children, or she's incapable of being a mother. People will set up situations to make you look bad, and they'll be oblivious to what they have done. A lot of people will use you and need you, like I said, be the cause of the situation, but because they, especially if they're narcissists, they think they're never a cause, they're never a problem. So when you have a problem, they don't see how they caused it or contributed, or may have added to a bill that you can't afford, but are not helping to assist in paying it. They just see you having trouble, especially if they don't respect you and they think you always have it, and they're always needing something, and they like looking at you like big money, big baller, because you're doing well for yourself, and you sometimes honestly just doing just a little bit more than them. And honestly, they're there to try to make sure that you never get to be more than them by taking advantage of you and always needing. No one should always be needing like that. I feel like when you need, it should be once a month, once a week, and that should be built into your progress. No one should always be needing to take from you every day. You can't give to those people who are on the side of your car every day when you pull off to the gas station, because you can't afford it, right? So nobody else should be draining you like that every day, especially, I call it very disrespectful when they see you're a single mom and you have children, because children, that is a voluntarily drainage. You've agreed to put them before yourself. And somebody, especially if they don't have any, they shouldn't be draining your pockets. And there's always going to be an emergency. There's always going to be car issues, home issues, emergency doctor visits. And I think people and human beings should respect that. But please be careful, because a lot of times the problems that you all are getting into, or we all have got into, is not because of our own fault. Now, you have to look into the mirror differently if it is your own fault. But often it's because of who you have around you and their lifestyles don't go according to the goals and plans that you have for your life. So they're coming and they're being dirty or whatever, and then you wonder why your house is never clean. They're stealing from you, and you wonder why you never have money. They're calling employers and educators and different things, and different people, and speaking bad on you and making people look at you negatively before you get there. And you're wondering why people are not valuing you. They're taking your information and pretending that they came up with the ideas, because you don't take initiative for your own information and your own ideas. And they notice that you don't make those connections. So they're making those connections and using your spirit. Some of these people are just draining your spirit, your life, your soul. And a lot of them, you have to be careful, because you think it's one thing, but they really want your life. They really want to be you, and they really don't want you to exist anymore. You're in your way with being two people. They're pretending to be you, so you're in their way with being another you. You know what I'm saying? If they want to conquer you. And there's people out here who are seriously control freaks. They can't control anything in their lives. Like I said, for some reason, they don't see nothing in their lives. They don't see any fault, anything. So your life, they can see, and they peep little fruits and different things. They think they can take those little tricks and basically just erase you. Have you be their little, like they say, doormat, but I'm thinking like your little, DIT, and make you think that they're the reason why you are doing even decently, when you're the reason why they're the reason why you're not even doing more. Like they saw that you could do more, but they're there to cap that. They're there to stop that. So take time to just evaluate your life, evaluate the things people say to you, the way they joke to you, what they take from you, what they give to you, how they can't give to you when you need it. And I'm not saying if they don't have it, but if you know that they have it, and you see them give to others and praise others, and tell other people, celebrate others doing the same thing as you, but they can't find it in their hearts to feel the humility to do it for you. That's a hatred. That's a jealousy, and you need to watch those people around you, and just look at the fruits. Just look at the things that happens when these people are around you. Look at what happens when they go away. They think it's a punishment that they remove themselves from your life, but just look at the blessings you receive, the clarity, the goals that you reach, and that more happiness, and shoot, even your bills being lower, your food, having more food in your refrigerator. Pay attention to how much happier your children are, how less nervous they may be with those people around. 'Cause I'm telling you, there are people who will plant seeds of fear. You know, that if you tell your mom, you saw me do this, and we seeing this all day on the news. If you tell so and so this, I'll do this to them, or I'll do this to you. You never know. Pay attention to the nervousness of shit, even your pets. People are very sneaky. When I say controlling, they like to control anything that they can control, anything that they think they are better than, socially, physically, emotionally. If they know they have more family than you, they know they have more connections than you. People are using all that to overpower individuals, and lower their self-worth, and people, the community's ability to believe in these people and yourself and the truth. A lot of people are just living this fake falseness. Like I said, they don't see anything that they do wrong. It's a world that they created in their mind. So they feel like they can create yours, They feel like they can influence people and create the way that people see about you. Anyway, I love you. God bless. And I just noticed when I look back on my life, a lot of people who try to make me look like I was the problem, they were my problem. When they remove themselves, when I remove them, and you can remove them by anything, boundaries, blocking, moving, just not contacting them, and just watch how your life, if you were the problem, you're going to go with you everywhere you go, If you were the problem, things would not be excelling and even then, sometimes you need to get away from people to change and grow and find yourself and do better for yourself. Whatever the reason is, some things you have to let go. Some people you have to let go. Um, so I think that's all I wanted to say, because I don't want to exaggerate. But just look into your life. And a lot of times there are certain communities, there are certain areas that are just low vibrational. They're good. They're happy with just a little bit. They're happy with just the minimum. And then there's people in those places who are happy with them doing better than other people in those places. They're happy with other people kissing their ass, you know what I'm saying? Or looking up to them as the OG or whatever like that. That's control. There's people who enjoy being the only one in that community who's not on Section 8, the only one in that community whose house is kept up, while they destroying other ones around them. There's people who like to pull up. They will. If you pay attention to guys, once they get their money, they like to go back to the hood so that they can get that praise from individuals who may have doubted them and doubted them and thought that they weren't going to get up. That's a narcissistic and a way of being. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to brag. You can be proud of yourself without bragging on people, even though they may have been wrong for bragging on you. But Yeah, just be careful of the people who are around you. And sometimes once you elevate, you're going to have to move. You're going to have to leave because there are people, like I said, that if they're staying there, often that's their mindset. They don't want to go no further. And they see anybody going further as somebody who thinks they're better than you. You can't stay around that. They will always envy you, always want anything that you want, anything that you got, anything that you're working to receive. Um, but just be careful before people manipulate you and think that you are the problem and that you're doing something wrong and you're a bad mother, sister, brother, whatever it is. Just pay attention to your surroundings, and pay attention even why people love you and like you. How much you have to sacrifice for them just to do the bare minimum. How much are you doing? How much is taken from you? And I still swear, no matter what, anybody should never be asking for anything from a woman or mother who has been abandoned from, the father and their families or different things like that. That's just as disrespectful to people who have abandoned you. At least they abandoned you and they're not coming back and still taking from you. But to be there and see you struggle and try to take and always need is very disrespectful. So, evaluate your life. And I think we put way more emphasis into this than it has to be. It's just to make each day happy that you're enjoying the foods, the fruits, the people who love you, your loved ones, you've been supportive, making a financial growth for your family. All that other stuff is about education and titles is just greed and envy and control again. I think you can do things with McDonald's salary if you don't have as much what I'm trying to say, things to do with that salary as somebody who has top rap album, but they have family to take care of. So just work with what you got. Stop trying to compare yourself to others and stop allowing people to compare themselves to you and your situation when they know they have things that you don't have, whether it be support socially, whether it be the finances, whether it be prettiness or body shape or something that people are attracted to, or just don't compare yourself to others. Just make what you got better for yourself. I love you. God bless.